Hello, 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 friends. Hey here. If you are watching this replay, thank you so much. My name is Svava Brooks. I am a trauma recovery coach, and I love to support my fellow survivor thrivers on the journey after trauma, abuse, or neglect with empowerment, tools, education, support, because we can heal, my friends. We can restore. So if you're curious and like to learn more about my coaching, please visit my website, svavabrooks.com. And just a heads up, I'm got Periscope and YouTube going here live. And so if you're right here right now, please say hello. Please let me know that you're here. And also for my Periscope friends, the link to my YouTube channel you'll find in my Periscope profile. So with that, hey Kim. Hey friend, how are you? And so yes, why am I holding up this book? We focus on the page of the day, but then we also talk far and wide about trauma and healing, and invite you to the conversation to share. And also, if you have any questions, I'm here to hold the safe space and to support you in any way that I can. So welcome, 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 my friends. Hey, Rob. Hey, Chris-Ann. Hey, friend. Thank you for your sweet note. Good to see you here. How have you been? Or how are you, rather? And I just want to say, put it out there, right? We are here. You come as you are. This is a safe place to express how you're feeling and how we're feeling and dealing with the uncertainty in the world right now. So we welcome that, and we welcome that check-in with you, and for you to check in with us. So, hey, friend, welcome. Hey, friend, welcome. How are you doing? I see Rob has been busy going for walks in his neighborhood, and he's shooting. I don't know if it's your neighborhood, Rob, but you're sending us some short videos from your daily walks and sharing that in our closed Facebook group. I appreciate that. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear you're doing all right. Good. We take those days. We take those days. You're walking in the local area. You got lots of is it lakes? No, rivers? Lots of open space where you are in the UK. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good, my friend. Thank you for asking. Right? One day at a time, sometimes 1 hour at a time. And so just so you know, I'm interacting with my YouTube friends as well. So I'm doing my best to keep an eye on everybody. So, but I'm glad you're here. Yes, it is horrible what's happening right now. It is. On all kinds of, any way we look at it, it is hard, very hard. And I saw Rachel. Hey, Rachel, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Lakes and river. All right, Rob, what a treat. What a treat. I've been sharing pictures from my walk into the Rose Gardens. I live near a beautiful neighborhood where all the circles where the cars, the roundabouts, have rose gardens. And those rose gardens are just coming alive. So every day on my walk, my loud outing, right, I go and sample the new roses, the colors and the smells. So love those roses. I even found an empty bench today, and I sat there and put my face in the sun for a little bit. It felt just so lovely. Chris Ann says she's doing okay. So mentally and emotionally exhausted every day, more scared than ever with the thought of reopening things. And nursing homes are getting hit hard. I hear you, Chris Ann. I hear you, my friend. That is tough. Been thinking about you. Been thinking about you, my friend. And just to my Periscope friend, the link to YouTube, my YouTube channel is in my profile if you're curious. So I'm glad you're here. And Rob says, I'm fairly insulated from all of it, to be honest, compared to my hero, Chris Ann, and many others. I hear you. I feel that way too, right? Like I live in a little bit of a bubble. But still, obviously, what we are feeling and seeing and all around us, right? It's all of us are affected. All of us are impacted. So, hey, Sue, glad you're here, driving home. So you'll be listening. All right, keep your eyes on the road, my friend. Keep your eyes on the road. But thank you for being here and checking in with us. All right. Rachel says, I'm doing okay. Very tired past few days. And I felt sad today, but doing better. I hear you, Rachel. I hear you. I've been feeling waves of sadness as well. Waves of sadness. And that's part of being human, right? It's like when we know people are hurting, when people are struggling, when people are, losing their jobs, losing their loved ones, losing their health, right? Losing their homes, lots of, uncertainty. So, right, we are bound to feel that sadness. So, and I'm not putting into words, Rachel, what your sadness is about, but that's what's been coming up for me. So, but I'm glad you're here and sharing, because sadness is a hard feeling sometimes, especially if we feel alone with it. We feel alone in our sadness. Yes. So much uncertainty, Rachel says here, so much uncertainty with the virus situation and what will happen. Yes. And on a happy note, right, she says, I'm looking forward to starting my gardening soon. I bought some mint and basil and ordering some pole bean seeds and Italian basil seeds. That sounds great. That sounds awesome, Rachel. Good for you. Who else here is taking up gardening or getting ready for spring gardening, whether it's in your kitchen window or on your balcony, or if you're in a community garden? I dream of having a garden. There is 2 neighborhoods away from where I live, there is a community garden. And I stop by and take a look. Yes, Sue says me. And Rachel says, I'm excited to buy some bright flowers for my back deck too. Yes. Sounds great. When you got your back deck set up and ready for the summer, please share with us. Hey, friend. Please share with us pictures. Decks and porches and balconies are nice to have. So, does your kitty get to go on your back deck with you, or is she an indoor cat? Hey, friends, welcome. How are you doing? Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, friend. How are you doing? We haven't seen you in a while. Rob says, I've been getting deep into Stoicism, and it's like a philosophical CBT, flipping your perception to positive. Very interesting. That is awesome. Yeah, Elizabeth who? Is this our Elizabeth from Spain? Or Elizabeth from US? Here's the other Elizabeth. Okay. So Edge, is that Elizabeth? We have a couple of Sues, so if we're going to have a couple of Elizabeth, we're going to have to. Ish is here too. Hey, Elizabeth. US. All right, just making sure that you are our Elizabeth from our group. Ish is here too. Am I missing something? Who's Ish's? That's what I thought. Welcome, Elizabeth. Good to see you. We were just talking about gardening. See, we start with a chit chat here. Just checking in, see how we're all doing, and chit chatting. Rachel says, her kitty is an indoor kitty, but only ventures out on the deck if you're out there to watch her. Good strategy. All right, Rob. Yes, we have not seen our friend Elizabeth from Spain in a little bit, but that could have been on me because I wasn't here on Thursday. So, yes, she says, I'm fine, but confused about this. Is it Piper? Hey, Piper, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you can hear, I'm having two conversations, so bear with me. I also got YouTube going with a live stream chat there. So I'm glad you're here, but if you want to jump onto YouTube, you can find the link to my channel in my Periscope profile. But I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that you're here. How are you doing? I'm doing okay, Elizabeth. I think we're all, I don't know if confused is the word I would describe for myself lately, but I think we're all feeling weary, like having our moments of breakdown, being worn out from the uncertainty, and just a lot of people going through a hard time. And that for my heart, that, you know, being such an open heart, I feel deeply, and I feel deeply for people that are struggling and suffering. So it's been a challenge to navigate, for sure, for sure. All right, EJ, that's good. Edge is EJ. So, and EJ says, I'm missing my gardens and yards, sold my house in January and could really use it in this quarantine stuff. Yep, I hear you. I hear you. I do hear that. Everybody needs a little project right now. Got it. Got it. Yes, exactly, Rob. We are so glad to hear that you are here with us and that you're okay. Well, thank you, Piper. I'll take that as a compliment. So, the topic today is that we are going to talk about our role models a little bit. And I'm going to set up our topic with some thoughts and ideas. And please feel free to chime in and share or ask questions. So I'm going to just take a peek here onto our Facebook page. All right. And the page of the day is coming from the book, Releasing Your Authentic Self, where we are working together one page at a time, one day at a time, right? So even if you don't have the book or not a part of our community online, Facebook, everyone's welcome. Everybody is supported and encouraged to participate because we heal in community, my friends. We heal by sharing. So there was two things that come up for me around the topic today. One of them being we need to be courageous to choose to heal from trauma, abuse, and neglect. And I always say, for some people, I will never be courageous. That's too big of a label or an identity or shoes or something to affirm for yourself. I certainly felt that way in the beginning. But how I look at courage for a lot of my clients that I'm supporting who are, perhaps been on the journey for a while, and I'm empowering them to step into their strengths, to acknowledge and see that they have lots of strengths and they are courageous. So how do we do that? Sometimes it's feels better to kind of scale it back a little bit. So I always talk about willingness being courage undercover. So for myself, my healing journey shifted in a big way once I realized the things that I was resisting, and also the things that I realized I had to be willing to look into and accept if I was going to make that shift from just surviving to thriving. I'm not saying it was fun or pretty or easy, and it was hard and it sucked and I didn't want to do it at times, all of that. But that was also the hopeful part from the people that were my role models, and the people that empowered me to see that my diligence and my willingness to heal was a sign of courage. Hey, friend, the reason I'm not exactly looking here is that I got two screens going on. So bear with me. I'm right here. I see you. I welcome you. And I'm also reading something on a Facebook page right now, but I welcome your comments and questions. And hey, Joe, I am from Portland, Oregon, but originally from Iceland. But welcome. So what I was saying here was, so the best way, okay, I'm trying to pick up where I left off. It was easier for me to see other people as courageous, right? It was easier for me to look and see, some strengths and values and qualities, good qualities and worth in other people than it was in seeing it for myself and in me. So one way how we make that shift to is to look for someone else, a role model that you may have found on your healing journey or in your recovery. Who do you look to? Who do you look up to? Or look at someone that you admire, right? And figure out what makes this person courageous in your opinion. And today we're talking about the quality of courage. But this could go for anything else. Thank you, Piper. This could be for any other quality that you're looking to, emulate or to take on or to step into. So let me finish it here. It might be the best way to do this is to look at someone you admire and figure out what makes this person courageous, in your opinion. It might be this person fearless, personal authenticity, or their honesty, or maybe this person is taking a stand against justice by his or her actions or their words, or maybe they've simply chosen the road less traveled. So the two questions that I asked of our community today is, when you look at someone you admire, what courageous trait in this person touches your heart and earns your admiration? And the second question is, how can you adopt this courageous personal trait in your life? So this is a very good exercise. Thank you. It is. Thank you, Piper. When we're looking to step out of our comfort zone, we're stretching, spreading our wings. We are, stepping into our dreams. And sometimes we need some people to show us the way. And so there you go, Piper. That's it. Write positive affirmations. What are some of your favorite? What are some that you live by? Elizabeth says, I don't know how to do that. It seems like I would have to spend a ton of time just thinking and processing. That's okay. That's all right. Take some time. Take some time. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Hey, Sharon. Hey, friend. I see you snuck in here. I'm so glad you're here. Glad you're here. All right. Nice. Sue made it home safely from her driving. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Nice. Sue says she's going to be, are you planting chili peppers? Drew a blank. No worries, Sue. I figured I would ask you here. So I'm glad you're here, and thank you for the heads up. Thank you for the heads up. So I am going to turn back here and share with you. Sue S. gave me permission to share her journal entry today from answering the question, when you look at someone you admire, what courageous trait in this person touch your heart and earn your admiration? And then how can you adopt this courageous personal trait in your life? So Sue S., she goes on to share with us here. She says, I admire Michelle, who runs our nonprofit Charity on Wheels with her husband. She is selfless in everything she does, as we feed the homeless, bring groceries to seniors and veterans, and provide other necessities to members of our community. She has such a big heart and is generous with her time, as she devotes all her attention to those who need a helping hand. She prefers to stand in the background and let her husband and the rest of our staff take most of the credit. She is known for her vigorous battle against homelessness and, where was I? And the courageous trait I admire most in her is compassion. I'm a fan of compassion, Michelle. She goes on to say, Michelle always comes up with creative ways to help others, and I'm so very proud to work alongside her. I have always had compassion for others, and I'm now beginning to show it to myself. I find it difficult to take time out from helping others to do special things for myself because I feel like I'm being selfish. I'm working on this by devoting the first hour of my morning to be compassionate with myself. I begin with a gratitude list where I add one thing that I am thankful for each day. I validate whatever emotion I'm feeling and work through it to begin the day with positivity and grace. I think I skipped here. I begin with a gratitude list where I add one thing I am thankful for each day. I validate whatever emotion I'm feeling and work through it to begin the day with positivity and grace. I feel this is empowering me to be of greater service to others as I serve my community and their needs, especially during this COVID crisis. I have great empathy for what people are going through, and I realize it takes a lot out of me. So I must take the time to be compassionate and kind to myself as well. Beautiful, Sue. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love it. I am so glad that you have found such a beautiful, compassionate organization to work with and to be a part of. How amazing. And I also know that they are lucky to have you, Sue. They are lucky to have you, my friend. We know your caring, generous, kind heart. And I'm so glad that you are learning to put yourself first, because it's hard. It is hard when you care so deeply and you care so much and want to help so much. It's hard, but it's important, right? That we learn to take care of our hearts, our bodies, our spirits, because without it, we can't serve anybody. I can't hold the space for you if I don't make sure that I take care of my well-being first. And that took some time. That was hard, very hard in the beginning, because I was not comfortable with knowing how I was feeling or what I needed. Some of it didn't start by choice, right? Growing up in a home where there was abuse and neglect, it was how many of us survived, by disconnecting from our bodies. Literally, your body just took over and kind of cut you off. Too painful, too much to feel. But as I healed and restored and reconnected with this body, I realized that staying disconnected from it was causing me more harm than good. And once I understood why it was disconnecting, I learned to befriend it, befriend this body, befriend all the parts of me that did not want to do the healing, that resisted it, didn't think I was valuable or worthy of it. And so slowly over time, I would take myself, who hardly ever even made it onto the list, I would start to put myself higher and higher and higher up on the list. It felt very selfish in the beginning, and I struggled with it terribly. I felt very guilty. But then again, I realized, and being a mom, that also helped for me. Of course, the kids needed to be taken care of first, but slowly, as they got older and I got more time back, then I started focusing on really, really taking good care of me, because the more I took care of me, I was modeling for my children healthy self-care, right? How to take care of me and then take care of others. And then, right? Now I live out of that and support other people from that place of overflow, right? Because I have tended to what this body needs. So, but it's a journey, and it's definitely a challenge at times. So yes, Rob says, thank you for giving us those words and sharing, Sue. That was so beautiful. So beautiful. Chris Ann says, it's hard to be told constantly what to do, feels very controlling. I hear you, Chrisanne. I hear you. Thank you, Piper. I am doing pretty well. Thank you, Piper. I hope you're staying safe and healthy, my friend. So I totally understand. I was commenting here on, excuse me, guys, my allergies. I know I shouldn't be touching my face, but got out of the shower just a little bit ago. I was coughing and sneezing earlier after my time outdoors. So definitely allergies in the air right now. So can we validate, Chrisanne, how hard that can be? It's hard to be told what to do, right? When we're constantly being bossed around by other people, it's not always fun or pretty. So especially when we've worked so hard at being sovereign, meaning we finally maybe got out of our abusive environments and are able to take care of ourselves, facilitated a happier or safer home environment. And so now, when feeling that sense of being controlled or people are telling us what to do, it can definitely push some of those buttons. So thank you, Rachel. I hear you, Rachel. Well, I'm so glad that it is encouraging you. So glad that it is encouraging you. That's why I'm here, my friend. That's why I'm sharing. Absolutely. Yes, in your house is supposed to be safe to touch. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yes. I hear you. I just, it's been interesting, right? Even on the news to watch people in charge, right, talk about social distancing and we shouldn't touch our faces, and as they're in the middle of a press conference, they're actually touching their face. And I can understand, humans, we do things so automatically that sometimes we don't even know or pay attention to what we're doing, but it can be a little silly. It's a habit. That's right, Piper. That's right. It is a habit. We are nothing but habits. Nothing but habits and autopilot. And so much of the healing journey, right, is to where did that habit come from? When did it start? Do I want to keep it, or do I want to trade it out for something else? Do I want to trade maybe the coping strategies that I took on as a child and a young adult? Some of them worked, but some of them were not very good. They worked for back then, but now they were maybe actually getting in the way of me having a healthy life and a deep, meaningful connection as a parent and as a partner and as a friend. And so it's those habits that we are reassessing and seeing how we are responding to things, right? Yes, feels like pressure that you should be doing things you are not doing. Yep, I hear you, Rachel. Yes, Rob. Yes. Yes, Elizabeth, I hear you. Yeah, exactly, Rachel, right? They're not even standing 6 feet apart on the stage. So, you're absolutely right, Sue. Absolutely right. Sue says, very difficult, Chrisanne. I take what people say as advice, not demands. I value their opinion and make your own choice. She says, I'm losing muscle tone in my arms because I can't hug people. Aw, you are adorable, my friend. Yes, it's hard to make own choices sometimes. I'm really working in that as I am my own worst enemy. The voice in the head usually wins. You're not alone, right? That's the ongoing challenge, right? Who is the director of this this body, right? This human. Is it me, my authentic self? Or is it my inner critic, my ego, my victim self, my inner child, even, right? Am I being driven by my unmet need? So it can get a little muddled, right? But once we understand, right, how a lot of that, where a lot of that comes from, we can sort it out. And I agree with Sue, right? Is that the people out there are doing the best they can, just as the people over here, myself included, and I'm sure you guys are as well. And that the rules that we're being asked to follow, the guidelines that are being set for us, our people are doing the best they can to keep each other and us safe. So I also know that when I look at it from a place of kindness and see the person in front of me is trying to communicate from their best place, sometimes it may not be fun or pretty, especially if there's stress involved and they're overwhelmed and they're right tired and sad and angry, overwhelmed, right? Then maybe that message doesn't come over or come across very in a kind way. But still, I do my best to remember. Do remember what's the message that's being sent, and then I get to choose how I respond to it. And I get to choose what do I make it mean, right? I get to choose what do I make it mean. And again, that can be, am I being controlled? Is someone trying to boss me around? No. For me personally, I'm not going to speak for all of you guys, but for me, it's like no. Um, they're giving suggestions. We are being encouraged, right? And I don't take it as someone is taking my power away. So, or trying to tell me what to do. Because ultimately, right, I'm the responsible person for this here. We all have free will, right? We all get to decide how it lands in here and then what actions we are going to take as a result of that. So, but it's a challenge. It is a challenge. Right? Exactly. It gets easier with practice. Be patient. Yep. Hey Piper, yes. Yes. I am a vegan. My tips on staying healthy depends on what aspect of health. um, but I eat whole food, plant-based food. So that's my recommendation. And I have a couple of books that I love and YouTube channels if you're interested and curious about that. But I'm glad you're asked. And I'm a huge fan of self-compassion. I've been sitting here just with my hand on my heart, feeling you guys, the challenge. Health is all about also being mindful in the moment, acknowledging how we are feeling, letting whatever is present to arise and go pass through without attaching to it. And just like Sue and Chrisanne here said, right, do our best to not to be hard on ourselves. Do not judge ourselves. Do not should ourselves to the best of our ability, to the best of our ability. Choose kindness. Choose kindness. So let me know, Piper. So any other thoughts, my friends? Yes, rewriting what I know makes me feel like coming out of the fog. Always a confusing experience. Data and research making discoveries with hindsight now. So it seems like rewriting what we thought we knew. Yep. Beautiful. I'm loving the support here. Absolutely, my friends. We are in this together. We are in this together. So I want to put it out there. So who is your role model when it comes to healing? Who is your role model? If there is an aspect of healing that you're working on right now, right? Is it health, Piper? Is it food? Is it exercise? Is it mindfulness? Is it trauma education? Is it compassion? Is it, I don't know if I said mindfulness already, or is there someone that their books you've read or someone that you follow that they kind of emulate or embody the things that you are trying to integrate and embody for yourself? So mindfulness. Yep, mindfulness. Very important. Excellent. So who is your mindfulness person, Piper? Eckhart Tolle, I've listened to. I also been reading and following positive psychology and how they teach mindfulness. Yes, Sue, beside me. You are so sweet, Sue. You are so sweet. Yeah, because I started writing a list for myself, who were my role models for my healing journey. And it's a nice list. And I think it keeps growing. So I can still remember who I learned this from. I can still remember when I read that book, what I learned from that. I can still remember this mentor. And I mean, I can still remember Oprah, all the interviews that she did for survivors. Thank you, Sue. You're so sweet. Piper says, Judge Judy. She writes great self-help, and Dave Ramsey. Excellent, Piper. That's awesome. And what I was saying, Oprah Winfrey was a huge inspiration. How she publicly spoke about her childhood, about the sexual abuse that she suffered. And, some of the people that she had on her show years ago. inspired me to start my nonprofit in Iceland all those years ago. Gave me permission because I didn't know anyone who spoke publicly about sexual abuse. And I, after 10 years of my healing, knew that that was something that I was going to do. I just didn't know what it was going to look like. And so when I saw someone on television do that, then I was like, oh my gosh, if she can do it, I can do it. And that's kind of what we need sometimes. We are looking for someone that gives us permission to step into our truth. So let's see here. Elizabeth says, I don't have a person to take as a role model. Maybe it's more like I admire qualities of certain people, trying to get away from idolizing, which I used to do. I hear you, Elizabeth. Absolutely. And there is a difference, but I was just, using those terms to encourage us to think about some people because, and that's the other thing, right? It's like, if you put people on a pedestal, one day they'll come down crashing. And that's what I actually told some people when I first started running support groups in California years ago. And I could notice a couple of the people in the room were putting me out on the pedestal. And I said, please do not do that to me, because I am human. I am just like you. I will make mistakes. I am not perfect. And that will only end badly. Right. So yes, but the reason why I like I said, I asked that and invited you to think about it is because it helps us to, maybe if we know of someone who has embodied that quality and we are looking for, well, how do I change that for myself? How do I step into doing that? So having an idea outside here, because one of the things that was very hard for me for a long time was to internalize and see myself in as a good person, as a valuable person, as a person of, with different qualities. It was very hard because I thought I was bad, I was broken, I was shameful, I was stupid, I was worthless. And so each step along the way was inspired by someone that either showed me or modeled and encouraged me, held the space for me, or believed in me until I believed in myself. And I also know that I do that for my people, my clients. I hold the space for them. I believe in you until you're ready to believe in yourself, and that in your heart of hearts, yes, that you too are fill in the blank, right? So good, Elizabeth. So I think I'm scrolling down the comments here, seeing what I missed. So, well, with that conversation here, with that, my friends, I'm going to be wrapping it up. Unless you have a question or are looking for support on something specific, we are happy to support you, hold a safe space, encourage, answer a question. And if I don't know the answer, we have a group of people here, lots of wisdom in this space. I'll turn it over to the group. So Rob says here, Donna, don't want to be simple but current situation I'm looking for at the girl in the shop or Chrisanne's caring for her elderly as a daily role model. I always admire different thinkers like Bertrand Russell. Yes. And any clever, compassionate, deep wisdom givers. Thank you, Rob. Yes. That's a good question, Rob. That's a good question. We're digging deep here today. Yes, of course, Chrisanne. Right? Because that's what we're actually seeing everywhere right now. Courage is people like you, Chrisanne. People out there doing the everyday important work of caring for others. Those are our true heroes right now. And you're one of them, Chrisanne. You are one of our heroes. You are a role model of courage, for sure. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And to all of you guys, to all the things that you're doing, both here for each other and for countless others. I do know that we attract nothing but kind souls here in this space, kind and generous and compassionate. So you guys don't have to tell me. I know who you are, and I know how much you are contributing just by being you. My heart started singing. My heart started singing when I said that. I could feel my warmth from my heart to yours just pouring out for all of you guys. So also I pulled a card for us as always, and today is a good one. One day she woke up and decided to simplify everything. I do feel like this is what we are being invited and asked to do right now. Take to heart what's really important, what really matters, what really matters right now. I'm sorry, EJ. I'm sorry, my friend. I am glad you're here. Please come back and listen. You can watch the replay, and please come back anytime. Be gentle with yourself, my friend. Be gentle with yourself. Yep. The cards are always right on. Right on. So, well, thank you, sweet friends. Love seeing the love and the support here that you have for each other. Remember, yes, these are hard times. Yes, this is a struggle, right? There's no denying that. And it's important that we have a safe place where we can be honest about how we're feeling. And we will get through this together, my friends. We will. We will. And we are always stronger together. Always stronger together. So be gentle with yourselves. Yes, take care. Hope to see you too. Hope to see you too. I will be back here on Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you, friends. Have a beautiful rest of your evening and good night to our English friends. It's getting pretty late. So, yep. And thank you for you guys for the thumbs up. Every thumbs up on YouTube helps with the video reaching more people. And I'm always grateful for the Periscope hearts. So thanks, friends. See you soon. Take care.